And we are live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Manifesting Monday, Monday Spotlight. I am here with style expert Libby Jason. And we are here. So, Libby, and you'll see this in my other spotlights if you already have. I like to talk a little bit to give people time to come on live. And there are people who will be watching the recording. So, those of you who are watching the recording, stay till the end. We're going to have some really great things for you. And you're going to want to watch to see what Libby has to offer for you. So we'll go ahead and get started, and we'll talk about, my introduction to Libby. Thank you for being here with me, Libby.
Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, and I'm really excited to have you here because you have some really great things to offer. And so my introduction to Libby, how I know Libby, why I love and respect her, and I want to promote her and give you information so that, to see if this is for you. So Libby and I met at an e-women networking group event, I should say. And let me clarify that because this was during COVID. This has been during COVID that we met. And so we met at online, right? We were online at an e-women event. And so at these e-women events, all of us women have a chance to talk, introduce ourselves, and talk. Depending, sometimes groups are really large, but we do, and then we go into the groups and talk to each other. And when Libby talked, right away, I was like, ooh, I want to definitely network with this woman, right? I already saw her. I saw her style. I am all about style. And then, her presentation and her way of speaking. And so I can't remember who reached out. Did you reach out to me or did I reach out to you? Do you remember?
I think we were in one of the little, how they put you in the little breakout rooms. And right. I think there was only you and I in the breakout room. And we thought, okay, let's just talk, and got to know each other that way.
So, right. And right away, and those of you who know me, who are in my coaching or in my private group, you know that I always trust my instincts about people. Those that have known me for a long time, and I'm always right. I know this now. I used to doubt myself, right? I mean, a lot of people have doubted themselves, but I know it. So I just go with it. And so after talking with Libby, so we got on the phone and we had our networking one-on-one, I knew right away, I'm like, okay, this woman has it going on. And, and I focus on confidence and really to be successful, you need to have the packaging on the outside. And that doesn't mean you have to give up your t-shirts and your jeans. And I'll let Libby talk about that. But it's all about presentation too. Whoever you're speaking to, it's important to present to them. Libby is also a speaker. She's an author. And she has a wonderful service for you guys. So that is how I know Libby, and she's really great. And so now, Libby, why don't you talk to everybody? Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. Talk to everybody about what you do and what you have to offer.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Teresa, so much. We network all the time, and I meet the most incredible, top-notch, sharp women, and I meet them. Now we're meeting all virtually. We do still have some in person, but what I'm finding is that a lot of them are just not attracting the clients that they want. And to attract that high level client, you need to look high level. And what was happening is I would see them on networking groups, and their image is so important because it's going to be what is going to attract somebody to you. Let's face it, you have the little squares of Zoom, and there could be 80 people in a group like eWomen. I mean, there's 60, 80 women there. And you kind of go through the little squares, and then you'll stop and go, wow, there's something about her that I want to talk with her. And it's almost like an instant attraction. And I find that there are so many women that are incredible, but their image doesn't reflect their expertise. They're not able to make the impact that they want. it's affecting their income, it affects their business, their self-esteem, their confidence. So I think of myself as a style expert, but I also believe that I'm a confidence builder as well.
It's so true. And I had to, if I would have known you years ago when I started to study on my own, so I did that, the right colors for myself, for my body shape, all of these things.
Right.
I watched what not to wear, but it's not the same. It's not the same as having an expert, because I had trouble looking at my own face shape and
Yeah.
looking, trying to distinguish my body shape and all these things. So Libby, why don't you go a little bit more and expand on the services, what you have, because you're
Sure.
so right. And that's what I focus on too. And let me just see here. So we have, thanks for the thumbs up, Brett, and Carol for watching. So yeah, so why don't you go into some of
Sure.
the things that you do? Oh, let me just really quickly say, and I want to point out again, those of you who are joining now, you can go back later and watch the beginning.
Mhm.
Libby popped out to me. She knows what she's talking about. She had that magnetic dynamic going on to where all these people on the screens, and I went, oh, this is a woman that I want to talk with, because you have that factor.
Thank you.
So you're absolutely right.
Well,
So
first of all, you brought up a point about, I think when we want to attract other people, we want to be recognized, we want to make an impact, and we can look at ourselves in the mirror. Let's face it, we are our worst critics. 91% of women are dissatisfied with their body. 91%. That is a huge amount to be dissatisfied with your body. Women come to me all the time and say, oh, I just don't know what looks good on me. I don't want to look frumpy. I don't want to look out of date. I want to look classy. I want to look sophisticated. I don't want to be juvenile. But let's face it, my body isn't the way it used to be. And, I used to be a size 10 and now I'm a 12 and I used to be an 8. All these different things that we tell ourselves of why we are not good enough. And I'm like, let's work with your body now. And let's face it, after COVID, none of us look like we did before anyway. Let's work with you. What is going to be the shape, the style, the fit, the tailor, the cut, the design for you, for your particular body? What is going to make heads turn? What is going to make you stand out from the crowd? And it's learning techniques, it's learning a skill set, but it's also, just like you brought up, having coaches and mentors, it's having a professional with you that can walk you through those times of like, I don't know, does this fit me or does it not? No, it doesn't, and this is why. And this is what you need to look for to really help you get through that and know what your best look is. Besides colors, and there's so many other factors, it's an idea of making the woman feel as confident as possible.
completely, because, and we were just talking about this, and one thing I love about Libby, what I love about you and your expertise and what you provide, is that you create an exclusive environment for your clients. So why don't you touch on a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, I think a lot of women are not comfortable going to shopping malls or stores or anything else because you're going to get opinions. And let's face it, they want to sell you clothes. That's what they want to do. I do have a style studio. And what sets it apart is it's very exclusive. It's personal. It's very spa like. And it allows the woman to feel like she's extremely special because all the focus is on her. All of the focus is for the the hairdresser, the esthetician, the photographer, the clothes, shopping for you, shopping with you, accessories, everything is done exclusively so that you can really set yourself apart and make that impact, and have those heads turn and have people say, this woman looks sharp, this woman knows her stuff. And you want people to say, oh my gosh, I'm killer, and I'm ready. And that's what you want. And you want to have something where there isn't a lot of other people around you. It's just you, it's me, it's my team. I do have a team of people that specialize in certain things for you so that you can feel like you have the total VIP treatment.
I love it. I love VIP and exclusive. You're talking my language. Maggie, thanks for joining. She says, hello, I'm sorry I'm late. Welcome.
I
Go
love
back to the recording later and you can watch the beginning. And Libby, we talked about that. So mainly you do work with women.
Yes.
And that is fantastic. What is it? What do you call it? You said
It's called The Fortune is in the Fabulous Success System. But one thing I want to share, because we're all, most of the time, we're doing virtual, right? And so it's from the waist up. And oftentimes I'll have women say, well, it's just from here up. And my thought is, I understand you want to be comfortable. Everybody wants to be comfortable. And the older I get, the more comfortable I'd like to be. Would you agree? Definitely.
yes.
You can be comfortable and still be stylish. There's so many things now that can be selected for your body shape that you can feel totally comfortable, so that when you're finished with that networking, or maybe you're doing a virtual speaking gig, or maybe you're doing a Facebook Live, and then when you leave, it's like, well, I've got to go to the orthodontist, I got to go to the grocery store, I got to stop off here and pick up the dog and do that. You can do that and know you are still looking really sharp. That doesn't mean, oh my gosh, you look like you just walked out of a Vogue magazine, because that's media. That's not real people all the time. What I'm saying is you can look extremely stylish and be comfortable at the same time. It really does work.
See that? I mean, I would have right away invested in myself. I mean, but it's true. I had to learn on my own, and then I have coaches, always improving. But you're right. As I get older, I do want to be comfortable, but I keep in getting better and better. Even my body, like in getting better shape, I still want to be comfortable and rock the look and own it.
And I was telling you earlier about a client that I have. She moved to a different state, so she moved to a completely different climate. And when we met, she said, I am pretty much jeans and a t-shirt. That's pretty much what I wear. At the same time, I really need to go out and network with high worth individuals, but I'm not sure how to even dress for this climate. I don't really have anything for that. I hate shopping. I just hate shopping, and I don't know what to get, and I want it to be comfortable, and I want it to look good. Can you help me? And she was a perfect person to work with. I said, yes, yes, yes. So what we did is we got on a phone call to find out what is your problems? What's the problem I can solve for you? What's the result that you want? What envisioned for me how you want to be received by the people you connect with. What do you want them to know about you? What story does your style say about you? And what's the ultimate transformation that you want? That's what we go for.
Absolutely. And so we did talk about this as well, because I still love my jeans and t-shirts.
Absolutely.
I still do. So why don't you touch a little bit about jeans and t-shirts and people?
Well, first of all, there's as many jeans as I think there are, days in the month. There's every style you can think of.
Right.
And I work with several different lines. So it really determines what type of body shape you have, what type of jeans you have. Believe
So
me, every
you
pair of
don't
jeans
have to get rid of the jeans.
it needs stretch in it. They all
Well,
do.
yeah, oh, I love stretch, but so my point to that is you don't have to get rid of your jeans, is what I really
Oh
was,
gosh, no. Heavens,
or
no.
your t-shirts.
You don't. What you do need to do is learn how to pair them with other components, thereby having a complete look that looks like it's put together, not thrown together.
Right. And we were talking about this before. You can wear jeans and t-shirts and not look frumpy, right?
Absolutely.
So
And not look sloppy. And I think that's what I see the most, Teresa. Casual often goes into careless, that often goes into a casualty. And it doesn't have to be that way.
it doesn't. Libby, I'm going to interrupt you here for a moment because and we did, Ken, thank you for joining and welcome. He had said, this is more of a ladies things, but men are paying attention. And you're so right. Ken is an amazing individual. And so I'm so happy that you came because we were going to touch on this, but you were ahead of the game. So, which is perfect. So why don't you talk a little bit of what you do? So you mainly work with women, but you do have some things to offer for men.
Right. For VIPs and virtuals, it is for women. However, I do offer it's called Wow the Crowd Zoom image refresh. And that is for men as well as women, because I find that they want to be engaging also. They may not have the accessories to the same degree that a woman does, but there are a lot of components that will help them to set them apart when they are online as well. And a lot of times there's techniques, whether it's their background or their lighting or the suit that they're wearing or the particular color that they chose at that time. Maybe it's the way they have their hair or their lighting at that time. And there are things that I can work with men for sure. I'm more than happy to. And should they want to do something more exclusive, I have resources for them as well.
That's right, and your resources are top notch, and in California as well. But like you said, because of COVID, everyone's going virtual, at least hybriding. So where you would point the man if they wanted to go a little bit further.
Oh, absolutely. No man left behind.
I love it. So, I mean, the thing is, you're right, Ken. There are men that are paying attention, and there are men who, and I'm just going to throw this out there as well. And Libby and I were talking about it. There are men who have been paying attention and dressing better and going to buy suits and everything. But why not have another fresh eyes? Why not have a woman's opinion as well? Because we're pretty talented. So some are more than others, but Libby is the expert, and so why not have that the refreshed eyes to at least let you know whether what you're doing is working to the message you want to give or not.
Right.
Did I say that? I mean,
I'm in a networking group, and that particular networking group, I think we have about 35, 40 people, and half of the people are women and the other half are men. And I see a lot of the same issues with the men that I do with the women. It's done differently, but I do see that. And if I can be of service and help them to show up as their best self, I'm on board for that.
I love it. And men, they have a different accessory as far as facial hair too, right? I mean, so they do accessorize. It's just different than us. And you're right. It's the same kind of things going on. So why don't you tell everybody how we talked about what you have to offer. And one of the things is the styling tips. So why don't you touch on that a little bit?
Oh, sure. You can go to my website, which is libbyjason.com. And you can opt in for 20 style tips for every age. And that is my free gift to you. There's 20 things there that you can implement right away, no matter what your age. And if you do scroll through the website, you'll see that there's something for everyone on that site.
Absolutely. And I put that information in the link here in the information, you guys, how to get to Libby and her website, even your email address, Libby, even Libby.
Oh, sure. You're more than welcome to ask me questions, or you can hop on a call with me. You can schedule that through the website also. I do my calls via Zoom because I want to get to know you. I want to hear you and see you and find out what's important to you. And that's how I do my calls.
You have an exclusive service. I mean, it is all about VIP. And, you know, I do want to touch here really quickly before we sign off, you know, before we wrap up. Maggie has says, you know, she's working from home now, so she's slacked. So is there advice for her on the, you know, the 20 things as well?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, because I work from home as well, you know, but I go out and I do have my look, but
we
I
still go out. Yes.
What's that?
We still go out. Even though we're working from home, we do still go out. So it's a little of both.
So let's just say you do work from home and you're not in front of people on Zoom or anything, you know, but what about for your guy, you know, or what about for your girlfriends or other things that you're doing, you know, I mean.
You know, a friend of mine wrote the book, How You Do Anything is How You Do Everything. And it really does make a huge difference when you get up in the morning, take a shower, get yourself put together, dress because you're in business, whether you're in business at home or business out in the marketplace. When you start with that mindset and that kind of self-care, whether you're a man or a woman, it's going to translate to everything you do. You're going to be so much more productive in your business because you've already set your mind that, hey, I'm a professional, I'm in business, and I'm showing up like I'm in business. So it starts at the very beginning, no matter who you are.
100%. And like you said, it reflects in every area, you know. So I mean, you could how you make money, your relationships, your health. I mean, all of it. You talk about boosting confidence and how your confidence, you know, you help with confidence, and that's exactly right. That's what I do. I mean, that's my main focus, and that's why I have you on, because it's so important that you give that message and you have it on the outside as well in your packaging. And you can wear t-shirts and jeans.
You can. And it's confidence. And you want to make sure that your image is not affecting your income in a negative way, because we're all out there just trying to do our business, share our products, our services, whatever it is. So we're in business all the time. And if your image is going to affect that and not in a positive way, then let's change it up.
100%, 100%. And you don't just represent yourself. Let me just throw this in there. You represent everybody that you're connected with. Absolutely. So, you know, I mean, Libby and I, we're not affiliated. We're not affiliates.
No.
When I talk about you, Libby, you know, you're going to want a confident woman, or, you know, anyone confident, dressed well, and really, you know, endorsing and marketing your business, I'm assuming. Is that correct?
Oh, absolutely. There's in another group I was in, there were a couple of people there that were in the financial realm. And one woman in particular stood out for me because of how she looked. And she didn't look boring. And because you're in finance doesn't necessarily mean it has to be, you know, plain. I mean, I didn't see her in leopard, but she looked so well put together that it was something that attracted me to her. And of the three people that were there in the finance realm, she stood out. And really, that's what you want. You want to stand out. You want to pique the interest so that you can get into that conversation, so that you can go from that conversation to, you know, an appointment with you or whatever that is.
Yeah.
Getting that initial connection first, which is what networking is.
It really is. And it's about closing the deal. You know, I'm really going to just say it. It's about closing the deal. And, you know, we talk about finances a lot. I'm all about boosting finances and helping my clients with that. And also too with relationships. It really closes the deal when you're presenting your best self all of the time, when you're in business and in personal. So, you know, thank you so much for being on board. And Ken has said here that this is advice as good as he prepares for the year ahead. It is so true, Ken.
Thanks, Ken.
Yeah, he needs to present himself as someone who is serious about what he's doing, and it's
Yeah.
absolutely true. So
Yeah.
everyone here, if you're just jumping on board, go back to the beginning, watch this all the way to the end. You're going to want to hear everything that Libby has to offer, and I have her information of how to get a hold of her and to get this 20 style tips, and then also to do the virtual. Tell me again what that is called.
It's called Wow the Crowd.
The crowd.
Zoom image refresh. And if that's something that's of interest to you, just drop Wow the Crowd in the comments and we can connect with you.
Oh, that's perfect. So you can do it that way. And you can also, I encourage you to go on her website and really get to know her more and her services, because you're going to want what she has to offer. Is there anything else? Oh, thank you. Is there anything else that you want to say before we sign off, Libby?
You know, the only thing I want to say that may not have a thing to do with style, but I do support an animal rescue. And I do take, I believe in giving back no matter how that looks for someone. And for me, that is taking a percentage of all my style clients. I do give a percentage to Second Chances Animal Rescue, because I can help a person feel loved and special and important and valuable. And in turn, hopefully that income to the animal rescue will help an animal feel that